Thought I hit it. It's still going. Hey y'all. Hi everybody. How you all doing? Um, Hope all is well. And it is Monday, July the 14th.
Mhm.
We are here live on Maximize Monday. We hope that you are having a great day so far. And any day is a good day when you wake up. And we just thank God for this day. As always, it is the day that He has made. We will rejoice and we will be glad in it. Welcome to another Maximize Monday. We hope you are cool so far. If you haven't done so, please do us a favor and share this video if you can. Comment from wherever you're watching. We'd love to hear from you, um, and love for you to, let us know who's watching.
Yeah.
First time, type VIP in the chat. We would love to know who's watching for the first time, where you're watching from. Our normals, uh, our normies, as they say.
Normies,
Yeah, normies, whatever they call it.
we need to come up with a catchy phrase for maximize.
Our maximizers.
There you go.
um, Listen, yeah. Comment. Let us know who's watching. It's crazy. Like I still have people say, "Hey, I watch you guys every Monday," and I'm like, "Well, how come you never comment?" I don't know who's watching. Y'all
Yeah.
be on live, but I get it. Some of you at work and you're not supposed to be saying nothing. But oh, you really did? You really gonna do it?
Why not?
Hello, maximizers. Hey, Karen. Hey, Malita. I hope you all are doing well today. It's nice outside. I'm kind of getting ready for the fall already.
Been ready.
It's
Been
great.
ready.
As I'm thinking, like the summer's almost over.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm over the heat.
Hmm.
But I'm also glad that it's still getting darker later. I mean, it's still, we still got a lot more light. I'm cool with that. We can keep that. I'll be cool. How you guys doing? Hey, Francine, how you doing?
Hey,
Uh,
Francine.
well, glad you got your new job. Congratulations. Of course, you can watch this after you get off work. For those who are recap, rewatch gang, you watch it later. You know, can't watch us live on Mondays at noon. Whenever you watch it, God bless you. Thank you. What's up, Brian? How you doing? Connecticut, muggy up there. It's supposed to rain all week again too.
I'm feeling it in my
Yeah,
in my knee.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh, we just want to pray for everybody who's dealing with these floods, especially in Texas. They're still looking for people. It's such a tragedy down there,
I can't
and
imagine.
you know, praying for all those families. And there was even floods in New Mexico and
Hmm.
all that. This is an interesting time that we're living in, to say the least.
Yeah.
We do believe that even in tragedy, God gets all the glory out of it. Um, Even if it doesn't make sense to us, He still does in some way, shape, or form. We had great service yesterday. Um, we had some runners and walking.
Hmm.
You know, it was good. Bishop didn't even get to his whole message, but it was a wonderful time in the Lord yesterday here at Bethany Church. Um, I was outside a chance to I had to watch it after service, but it was really good. The Lord moved. So if you missed yesterday's service, go back and check it out on our YouTube page, our Facebook page. We would love for you to be able to do that.
Yeah. Also, if I can say, if you're there and you're taking pictures, please make sure to tag us online so that we can celebrate there as well. I always love seeing some of the different angles that people catch from their view in the pew. So
Yeah,
please tag and post.
yeah, there you go. Tag and post on just all of it, right? Whatever platform they're on.
Yep, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you can do that at.
Sure. TikTok annoys me already.
It's a thing.
Yeah, I can see how people can get sucked into it.
Doom scrolling.
Yeah, so I
Hmm.
just post and just get off.
That's smart.
Oh, in Plainfield, they had some issues in Plainfield too. Wow, yeah, it's an interesting time weather wise,
Hmm.
but you know, we we need to make sure we're prayed up through all of this. We're seeing different weather things going on. We're seeing, different cycles that are happening
Mm-hmm.
that we need to be able to make sure that we're in God's house, connected to God's kingdom, believing in His kingdom, connected to God. I posted something the this morning, and something I've been thinking about how we're so privileged in America
Mm-hmm.
that we don't have the same issues that a lot of people in different countries have as Christians,
Mm.
and we don't know because of our American privilege. We don't know how to suffer well
Mm-hmm.
because we've silently thought that our life is supposed to be comfortable. And the more you have faith in God, the more you trust God, the less trouble you're supposed to have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not always true. Sometimes your faith and trust is confirmed while you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we have the Psalms of Lament, where we can kind of talk through and process the things that we're dealing with. Uh, and plus, as Americans, we get, how can I say this? We get a little arrogant in some ways. Things that happen in different parts of the world, we understand they happen there, but when they happen here, it's like, oh, it's the end times. Jesus must be
Yeah.
coming back. This stuff been going on all over the world, but again, our privilege gets in the way sometimes. There are places where it's illegal to be a Christian. They're killing them, they're persecuting them, and all this stuff. But watch this: we're watching God send revival to those areas,
Mm-hmm.
or watching God do great moves in those areas, even in the middle of tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it just reminds you the Book of Acts and all those things, and those places deserve our prayers and our faith. But we have to understand that trouble does happen in life, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying trouble happens every day, but it does happen, and it's really a test of your full faith, your trust in God, and our belief in Him. Do we really trust God in all things? And do we really believe that God is good in all things? And that's just as an aside, that no matter what goes on, you know, you should be in God's kingdom, you know, and trust God enough that no matter what goes on in life, He has you, He's for you, and all will be well.
Yeah.
Spoiled, we are. And anytime trouble comes, is why me? Why is this happening? Like, we're beyond certain
Not
things.
fair. Yeah.
And I mean, those are real feelings, and you can work through them. God's not mad about that. But because we all feel like that sometimes. Why me? Why is this going on with me? What's up?
Mm-hmm.
But talk to God about that. That's again why we have the Psalms of Lament. And that's where we learn to recognize what Peter says. Don't think it's strange when you go through fiery trials. He's like, why are you surprised? Majority of the New Testament is written to people who are in persecution or some form of suffering. That's why it talks about it so much. There was this teaching going on years ago that Jesus suffered so you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
That is not true at all. No, Jesus suffered to teach us how to suffer.
Yep.
He suffered well to teach us how to suffer well. So I think that it's important. I gotta stop saying so much. It's important for us.
It's so important. It's so important.
It's important for us to learn how to do these things well.
Yeah.
Read 1 Peter 4, to commit yourself to a faithful creator, to commit yourself to God in the good and the bad. And then he goes on and says, if you're going to suffer, make sure it's for Christ's sake, not your own.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to suffer, don't cause your own suffering.
Mm-hmm.
But, unfortunately, there are a lot of Job's friends around who believe that anytime you go through something, it must be your fault. You
Yeah.
must did something bad for this to happen. That's not true. There are things that happen that's absolutely no fault of your own. They just happen. It's life. I don't know why I'm talking. I don't know why we're talking about this today. It's just life sometimes.
Yeah.
Things happen. And we're not salvation doesn't remove us from the trouble nor the good of life. We experience both.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time for everything. But the promise in Ecclesiastes is that He'll make everything good in His own time. Everything appropriate in His time. Notice His time, not yours. His time.
Yeah.
I want it done earlier. I want it done quicker. So if God's taking His time and He's not changing it, you have to ask the question, why is God allowing me to endure this? And what am I supposed to learn in this season?
Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of us get stuck, is that we don't open ourselves up to have that conversation. We lament and we have our woe is me moment.
Mhm.
And I think that is good, because it is important to acknowledge your feelings and, the things that you're going through. Um, but it's also so important to be able to take that to God and have conversation with Him, not necessarily in complaint, but asking God, why am I going through this? What is the lesson that I'm supposed to learn? And, I think that if we allow ourselves to be open and to listen and to not hear our own voice, but to be open to hear God's, we'll get that answer.
Yeah.
And it might not be the answer that we like,
Hmm.
but it's going to be an answer that's going to help, hopefully, us understand, you know, why it is that we're going through what we're going through. Like a couple weeks ago, or months ago, a little bit longer than that, like I was right there in that moment, like, God, why am I having to go through this? And the answer that I heard was, I'm trying to preserve you,
Hmm.
protecting you. And so while, I'm in my feels,
Hmm.
you know, I don't like it. Not at all. But, I understand that it is for my own benefit, and then God is protecting me from what I would want and what the outcome would be, if that makes sense.
No, it does. Because you'll look back and realize, whew, I'm glad God protected me from that.
Mhm.
You didn't realize what you were asking for, what you wanted, was actually going to hurt you more than help you.
Mhm.
But I think when it comes to our relationship with God, we're like toddlers sometimes. If I can't
Yeah.
get what I want, I have to throw a tantrum. And we all experience that sometimes.
Mhm.
And God is a loving father who lets us throw our tantrum. And like Job, where were you when I threw the stars in the sky? Where were you when I did it? I'm God and you're not.
Mhm.
I've been doing this longer than you. Trust me. Because in the story of Job, we talked about before, the only person on Job's side is God. The only person on Job's side is God.
Mhm.
Everybody else kind of leaves him hanging. But I think that we it's okay to ask why, and there's nothing wrong with questioning God. But there comes a time where you just learn to trust Him when you have questions. And something I said to somebody a while ago, you may not have the answer for why, but you can learn from the situation. You may never learn why you went through that,
Mhm.
but you can learn from the situation though.
Yep.
You can get something from it, but you may not fully understand why of everything. And for us, see, we're meaning makers. So we
Mm.
always have to find meaning in everything. And we always have to have an answer to every question. And a part of trust is learning how to trust when you don't necessarily have the answer. That when it doesn't make sense to you, as a song says, you understand it better by and by. You'll look back and reflect and say, okay, I see. I learned from this. I got something. But it's like you said, it's learning
Mhm.
to be open to God's ways, God's methods, and what He allows and what He's trying to teach you in the season, whether you caused it or whether you didn't cause it. If you're going to go through it, let it work.
Yeah.
You know, how let this thing work for my benefit. Let it transform me, change me, teach me something new about you. I don't know why we went here today, but we're here now. So,
Mhm.
but how can you be open to that? Like I used to hear, grew up in church. I used to hear all the time, God is too wise to make a mistake. Oh, He's sovereign. Oh, praise the Lord. And you would think that they was just saying that just, but no, they live long enough to know I don't always like what He does, but I learn to trust Him through everything that He does.
Yep.
That's somebody's been with God for a while, crying and worshiping at the same time.
Mhm.
And because they recognize tr- when you grew up in tragedy and suffering and hardship, you have a different perspective on it
Yeah.
versus those who grew up a little more privileged, who think that every day is supposed to be comfort, convenience, privilege, good times, and don't like discomfort. But sometimes it's uncomfortable and you have to lean into that discomfort so you can learn and you
Mhm.
can grow.
Yeah. And I feel like those are the moments that we gain the biggest muscle.
Biggest what?
Muscle.
Muscle. Yeah.
Hmm. Because we're being stretched and pulled, and our body is absorbing that and learning from it. So, I mean, even going back to what we spoke on a couple weeks ago, it's all matter of perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
allowing ourselves to see outside of our own rose color lenses and see all the other colors that are out there too that God has for us.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to learn to lean into the discomfort sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're going through it too for God to show you something about you that needs to be adjusted.
Yep.
I remember going through something. I was like, man, you need to grow up in a certain area. It's just because you feel childish in some ways. And that's what the refiner's fire does. It reveals the impurities. So don't think it's strange to go through the refiner's fire, these fiery trials. The whole purpose of it is to reveal something that was there, that's there, that you need to get out of your system.
Yep.
You go through it and realize you're mad, you're more angry than you thought you were. You thought you was this mad. You really this mad. You,
Mad.
right? You thought you was this hurt. You really this hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You thought you was this crazy. You really this crazy. It's just those things start to reveal the dross, as they call them, the impurities. Because we always quote all the time, Job, when I come through this, I'll come forth like pure gold. Guess how gold gets pure? Fire.
Yep.
The fire refines it. It brings up the impurities so you can get the impurities out.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I gotta find this quote. Let me see if I saved it. Unfortunately, it takes pressure and fire to get that stuff out of us. And you'll in the fire, you'll learn things about yourself that you like, things about yourself that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
You'll feel yourself growing, and it feels like you're not growing at the same time. You see yourself getting better in some areas, but it feels like you're getting worse in other areas. That's just the refiner's fire bringing stuff up.
Yep.
It's revealing, and it's meant to do that so you can learn more about God and learn more about yourself. Because if you want a real, the Bible calls God a consuming fire. Okay. And so that means a real encounter with God is an encounter with fire.
Mm-hmm.
And that fire is meant to consume the worst in you so the best in you can come out.
Yep.
Guess what, y'all? You can go through the fire whether you like it or not. But I'd much rather go through the fire on this side of life than go through the fire on stay in fire the other side, right? But
Yeah.
all of us are going to go through the fire.
Yeah.
The Bible says all the wood, the hay, the stubble, all that's going to burn off, and only what you do for Christ will be the thing that lasts.
Yep. And to kind of piggyback on that symbology of things of gold and fire, what makes different types of gold is the other things that are in it. So the less pure it is, the more metals it has.
Mm-hmm.
It differentiates between 24 karat gold and 18 karat gold, but there's still an appreciation for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think even looking at that analogy, the things that we've gone through, maybe the things that we've been through or the qualities that we have that we don't necessarily like,
Mm-hmm.
instead of seeing it as a flaw and looking at it as something that is just making us better in who we are, acknowledging that and appreciating that for what it was, I think is important too. Because instead of allowing those things to become barriers or baggage, right? Things that I don't like about myself, changing our perspective and saying, look, this is something that I went through, but it made me so much better, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So learning to appreciate that too.
Yeah. I can't find the thing. Somebody made this quote. I thought I screen saved it, but I can't find it. Oh well, it'll come back.
Yeah.
But it talked about how suffering is necessary for our growth.
Mm-hmm.
And again, all suffering isn't because you did something wrong, but God will allow a season in life to, introduce you to a new you and a new understanding of who He is.
Mm-hmm.
But that consuming fire, it's there, and God, His presence is there to consume. So, for example, Isaiah saw the Lord high and lifted up.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 6, and he's in the presence of God. He sees the angels coming in and out, crying, "Holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty." The pillars of the doorposts. It's this wonderful, glorious experience. And Isaiah's first words were, "What I'm undone. I'm a man of unclean lips." His first response to the presence of God is wonder, but also repentance, because that fire will reveal something in you. And a true encounter with God reveals God, but also reveals you so you can be transformed. And it's not until Isaiah gets that revelation of he's a man of unclean lips, that's when the angels take the coals off the fire, place it on his lips, and says, "You're now clean." So a real encounter with God doesn't make you emotional. A real encounter with God is supposed to be transformational. You know you've seen God when you can say, "I'm undone. I'm a person of I'm flawed. I'm broken, and I need you." Because the longer you're saved, the more you realize your dependence is on Him. I need Him to be saved. I need Him to live right. I need Him to do this because I can't do it on my own. So a real encounter with God is supposed to be transformational, because that consuming fire, it reveals and it refines. So the closer you get to God, the closer you get to fire. The fire of His love. Okay? The fire of His love. And the fire of His love is not a bad thing. The fire of His love is transformational. Okay? So we love all the, how can I say this? Sometimes we have a Disney view of God. Everything is just running through the weed, with running through the grass.
You're running through the weeds.
The grass, the tall grass, and everybody's just skipping through it, the butterflies, and everything is just and it's like, no, baby, no, it's not life. We have to stop sanitizing this. And God blesses, God works, He's loving, He's caring, but in that love is also refining. And that refining is for our benefit. Now, I don't like it as much as you don't like it. Don't enjoy it, right? I wish it was done easier, but unfortunately, because we're human beings, sometimes we need that hardship to get some stuff off of us. The examples when they used to do wheat back in the day, they would flip the wheat in the air and let the wind kind of blow it so all the kernels can fall off. But when the kernels that stayed stuck were hard to come off, they'd have to cut them off. They had to sift it. Anybody ever cooked? Use a sifter before? The sifters to cut some stuff off. And sometimes the hard stuff has to be cut off by a sifter. So when Jesus says to Peter, Satan has been asking for you because he wants to sift you like wheat. And Jesus doesn't say no. He just says Satan's asking for you, sift you like wheat. He says, but when you're converted, come strengthen your brethren. In other words, Satan asked for Peter and Jesus didn't say no. Jesus was like, cool, you can have him. Why? Because Peter needed that sifting season to become the Peter in the book of Acts. He needed that season of cutting so he can become the Peter that he needed to be later. And God will allow that season to cut some stuff off of us so we can become who he wants us to be. It's the transformative love of God.
It's a beautiful thing. It sucks going through it at times, but
I wish I could go to sleep and wake up and I'm perfect. Everything's changed. Everything's good. But that's not real transformation. You have to participate in your own transformation. And watch what Jesus says to Peter. He says to him, I prayed for you, not that you wouldn't go through it. He said, I prayed for you that your faith won't fail. That's what he's praying for. Not that you won't experience certain things. He's praying that you'll go through it and your faith will sustain you. And when you come out, strengthen your brethren. Don't give up on your faith while you're experiencing this. And we know the story. Peter, Jesus goes to Calvary. He denies Jesus. I'm never going to deny you. He denies him. He recognizes he made a mistake and he goes and he repents.
Yeah.
Because why? That's and then Peter becomes who he needs to be because why? He goes through that sifting season. That season where God was taking him through to get that hardship off of him, that hard stuff off of him. And it says, when you come back, strengthen, help your people out. I don't know. Certain things about the Bible just amazes me. And that fact that Jesus didn't say no amazes me.
Yeah.
He said, basically, Peter, you're going to go through this. And I'm going to use Satan to get you through it. Ain't that something? Why you say?
No, I'm just thinking about it. The things that are our enemies, can be the things that really help make us into who we are. That's why every hero needs a bad guy.
Did you watch Superman?
I did.
Like it?
I loved it.
I need to go. I'm gonna go this week. I'm gonna try to go this week and watch it.
Yeah, it was good.
Try to find the time. Take my son, go see it. He wants to go see it. So
we'll get it. Feel like it. Let me know what you think.
Okay, I will. Is it better than Dark Knight Batman series?
It's different.
I didn't ask you was it different. I said is it better?
I don't know how to answer that question because it depends on what your better is.
I can't trust you. She's a Superman fanatic, y'all.
I am.
Dark Knight.
I took my Superman blanket and everything.
Oh, Jesus. Dark Knight, Infinity Wars, 2 best comic book movies to ever be created.
I feel like this movie was very close to the comic book, so it definitely gives like that Christopher Reeve vibe.
Okay.
So, some people don't like that.
No, I actually enjoy it. Like the Batmans that came out. It's more like the most recent one with Robert Pattinson. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was good.
Anyway, we done ADD moved off.
The important stuff.
God has prayed for you that your faith wouldn't fail. Before you go in anything, Jesus lives to make intercession for you. He's already prayed for you. And like Job, like Peter, he is on your side. He is on your side. And he wants to make sure you know that he's on your side. And the goal is I'm going through this part of the video I'm going to take tomorrow is this whole thing about how God will use judgment, who use these things as forms of correction and restoration. That's how God does things. So hope y'all enjoyed this today. We do have a Link Couples Ministry tomorrow night for all of our serious, our engaged couples, as well as married couples tomorrow night at 7. The wife and I are doing that. Of course, you have Bible study on Wednesday, 12 noon in person, and evening at 7 o'clock in person as well as online. Of course, we have Sunday service coming up. Bishop's anniversary is the 4th Sunday of this month. We want to be prepared for that. We're sowing into his life, at least $100 if you can. That'll take place on the 27th of this month. We'd love for you to be able to be a blessing to him. That is 2 Sundays from now. So we want you to be able to come on out and join us for a morning service at 11, working on 6 o'clock service in the evening. And we would love for you to be able to come. Anything I'm forgetting?
Nope, I think that's it.
Cool. All right. We hope you enjoyed this today, and we'll see you all next Monday for another Maximize Monday. God bless you. See y'all.
Bye.